What's happening? What's happening? We are in the reHouse. What's up? It is your girl, Samoa, aka the hostess with the mostest. We are on episode 9, and we got one of my good friends, one of the best entertainers I know. She goes by the name of Taco, I think.
It depends where I'm at. I was Taco for 6 years, and then when I moved over to new clubs, I didn't want to take that name with me. It's too powerful. I wanted to go low key, you know.
So our deal is we get down to the nitty gritty questions of what you guys want to ask that you guys are too afraid to ask, but you DM me with all this. So, you know, we might as well get down to it. All right, give us your intro. What do you do and how long have you been doing it in the nightlife industry in Las Vegas?
So, how we met, I'm a dancer. I've been dancing out in Las Vegas for 8 years. I've been dancing for 11 years. It's a lot. It's a lot.
You're an OG.
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 I did that for 10 years. That's how I got into dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You started doing girls' hair, but beyond that, even at, you know, you get off your job 7, 8 o'clock, you go to the bar for happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bars close at 2. Where's there to go to drink? The strip club. At 6. So we were already partying and having a good time. And it got to where one night girls pulled me on stage. I wasn't working, I was a hairstylist. I'm a nice Jewish Midwestern girl, never got in no trouble, right? That's not true, I guess I have. But, you know, I kept up appearances and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, the girls pulled me on stage one night, and then we were drunk. I got us kicked out. But they were like, as they're kicking me out, my friends, they're like, come back and fill out an application. You just can't be doing that right now.
That's hilarious.
But that's how, you know, over time I moved around, and then as I started doing girls' hair and getting more acquainted with it on that level, not just goofing off. It's different when you're drinking and you see the party. When you see the girl and she's like, I need to make $100 because XYZ, and you realize, but even as a hairstylist, I'm like, well, fuck, I can't make $100 in 15 minutes doing what I do unless I'm doing my most horrific service of extensions and highlights and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, she just made $100 in 15 minutes? And I started doing math. And I started
It's like,
doing
hey,
math,
I'm gonna make $100 in 10 minutes of your time.
Yeah, so that's how we came to be.
That's how we came to be.
Okay,
makes sense. How do you feel about stage performances versus working the floor in the club?
I mean, in what way? Because if I could, we wouldn't touch a guy or even look him in the eyeball.
Oh, the cat's a menace.
I know. I have cats too. We're used to it. But, you know, if we could all just walk in there and make eye contact with someone and have our bills paid and leave, who really wants to be in there doing the work?
Tell me about
Really?
it. Tell me about it.
Really?
It's like, it's the easiest time when you can just roll up in there, show a great personality, get paid, go home and go to sleep. Like, that's great. Like, a viewer wants to know, how old is too old to be in the strip club?
What shift do you want to work? Like, honestly, what shift do you want to work? Thank you, because I've seen night shift. When I was dancing in Chicago, I seen a night shift girlie in her 50s that was still banking, that was still walking circles around us. You know, I was in my late 20s then, and I felt insecure next to her because she was, the way she carried herself. Age is kind of irrelevant. Now, once you start looking senile or you don't carry yourself well, you just start looking grandma. How old is too old? You know, I told myself when I'm 40, I don't want to do this no more. And I'm almost 40, and I'm not done yet. Like, I know that I'll miss it sometimes. Maybe you don't want to have to be there, but you still want to go in there. It's like I said, I started going as a customer. We were just drinking and partying. So now that I've partied without limitation, why would I want to go back to partying with limitation? Being just a customer, where it's like, no, you gotta keep your pants on. You take your pants off, you get into trouble.
Yeah,
that's what got me kicked out. Like, I can't act a fool anymore. When I'm just a
you
customer.
can't act a motherfucker.
But realistically, if I had to put a number on it, no, girl. I'd say in my head, and for me, I'd want to be done in my mid-40s maybe, just theoretically, but I don't know, maybe I'm still banking. Maybe I still enjoy it. Maybe it's still fun, you know. Really, the money is what makes it fun. So if it
never lied. Yep.
if you start to see your sales dwindle, then it might be time, or you get your shifts taken away from you. They put you on day shift, you know, and then you're like, well, now what? That's how you see girls just get pushed out of the industry.
Yeah, because then when you start like not making money that you're used to, you're like, dude, now I gotta find another job. Like, do I gotta go actually work a 9 to 5, or like, you know, what's going on? You know,
Yeah.
I feel that one. She.
But that's why we do all these different hustles. You're doing 10 different things.
Really? I have never worked so much in my life. I feel not masculine, like it's not putting me in my masculine energy, but it's definitely making me feel like, okay, I could take on the world. Let me do this. Because now it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. I've always wanted to do this. Let me try this. Let me try that. And then if it doesn't work out, you still got other stuff to fall back on. But it's like, ladies, do not have the industry be your only job.
No.
The reason why I started this podcast is to shed a light on entertainers in Las Vegas, to show you guys how it really is. Not say, oh yeah, come to Vegas and be a stripper. Oh yeah, come to Vegas and be in the nightlife. Be a VIP host, blah, blah. No, it's to literally show you guys that we are real people, you know, and whether the going gets tough or not. This goddamn cat. This cat is a menace. This cat is a menace.
That's her man.
Even Ragnar says, get a real job.
What is he?
I call him Ragnar, but everyone calls him Tom at this point. So what is your system on how you bring clients into the club? She has the funniest system, you guys. I saved this question just for this bitch. Okay? Just for this hoe. Explain.
All right. And I have some more. I've got some more tea for you. I got some more tea for her. So, because we have to always expand. You cannot rely on the club anymore. You know, with the way that the industry is shifting. Social media, OnlyFans, whatever, online stuff. When I started dancing, that didn't exist. There was one website you could really go to called stripperweb.com. And it was pink. I know some of you might know it.
Who in the fuck?
And it was like, yeah. And it was like a forum trapped in time because it didn't have no fancy ads or nothing crazy on it. But it was a really great resource. I think what we have now on Instagram is the dancers resource that sort of took over by having a place for us to congregate our club reviews. But other than that, there was no resources online. So you just kind of was looking up clubs and you go in and you just cross your fingers and wait. And that's it. You can't do that now. You already know you can't do that now. So how do you network outside of the club? You can't. Some of these websites, like streaming websites, don't let you advertise your outside personas. You can get in trouble that way. Your accounts will get dropped. So what do? Personally, I use dating sites. And the thing is
you heard that? You want somebody to come to the club? Go on Tinder.
And she's seen me do it.
I've seen her bring in customers.
She went on VIP because my guy brought his friends in. And so I was like, you can sit with my friends.
Okay, I said, how'd you guys meet? He's like, oh, we met on Tinder. I said, what kind of bullshit is this? eHarmony in the strip club? What is going on?
And
Harmony in the strip club? What is going on?
And I have a process for that too, like how to elevate that client. But that's one way to meet people. And then recently,
you hear that?
Go on dating sites. Showmatch.com. But no, so between that, you can still, we're in a populated area, right? With Vegas, you can walk around and meet people, but that's tiring. You know, you never really know what you're going to get.
Tiring, yeah.
So I actually got a side job. One day a week, I'm going to start selling cigarettes at the casino. They're subcontractors.
No way.
So I'm not union. I don't have to follow all the union stuff. Make my own hours, because you know in the casino you work out of my own.
I gotta get into that.
That's what I'm talking about. So, but here's the thing. My friend, I met her because I was doing her hair. You know, I'm up in salons right now. And so I met this lady doing her hair. She sells cigarettes. She's been doing it since 2018. Now, she got up with a hustle with it. She told me, she goes, sometimes guys, they'll tip. Just like they will us in the clubs. You go around, you're selling cigarettes. They're like $21. You go to these high roller sections because you can walk anywhere in the casino. You go to this high roller section, the guys will be like, they're all fucked up. They're like, I don't want you to leave. You're good luck. I just won a hand when you came over, so then they'll pay you to sit. And that you just,
Damn.
I started hearing gears turning in my head. I was like, oh, that's.
She's like, ding, 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 ding. Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, this is another opportunity for me to meet people and do what I do. And in a setting where I can look a little more classy, you have to wear clothes. You know, we gotta wear a little corset, a little skirt. It's cute. So, yeah, in Vegas, you cannot rely on the club because if you are, you're given 20 to 30% of whatever you do to a host or a management or something. It's just most clubs are like that. It's just legalized pimping.
Yeah, it is.
It's legalized pimping, and my ethics will not allow me to give a man money. I just don't do. I can't. My ethic, you get my house fee, but it's whatever mandatory I have to give you. Or if you do something for me, but like, not just we make eye contact, now I give you 20%, you hook me up with a customer, you don't even know what kind of money he spends, you just point me in a direction because you just see someone sitting. That's not putting me on. You don't get 20% of nothing for that. Now if you come and say, hey Taco Kenny, let me introduce you to so and so, this guy is loaded.
Okay, what is the freakiest customer you have had in the club? Ding, 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 ding.
Freakiest customer.
I think for me, I mean there's a lot, right? One of my personal favorites that's not like gross. Okay, because we get the fucking weirdos. But one of them that really stuck out for me, this guy, it's coming back. It's all coming back. I can't move a whole lot, but I had my top down and a little thong, and I'm literally like shaking like this, like doing like just little white girl twerk. And he's talking about his dad dying. We did a half an hour VIP. I got $200. This was at the Rhino. I got $200. He had to pay 50 for drinks. You know, they're real straight. Like, they don't let you mess around with the price, nothing. 30 minutes, $200. And he's talking about his dad dying at the beach, getting eaten by sharks. I'm not making shit
What
up.
kind of bullshit is going on?
You asked me the weirdest one. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about gross shit. We all know men are nasty. But I'm like, what's a weird one?
Got it.
So
You
wait,
know, that's
the part that stuck out is I'm literally like shaking topless for this guy, and he goes, do you want to know his last words for me?
Oh shit!
This is the part I killed. I'll never shake it. I go, yeah, what? And he goes, Sahid, save me.
Oh hell no.
He's getting eaten by sharks. And I was like, why is this man like using this as his opportunity for therapy? Like there was so many other chances he had to, get this out somewhere else.
I never imagined that. Like
Sahid, save me.
He just wanted to burst that out and bust in that at the same time because that probably got him off.
And I don't think he was making it up or nothing weird. You know, the Indian guys. I'll never forget his fucking name. Sahid, if you're out there, I'm sorry about your dad. I didn't mean to.
That's why I don't fuck with
name
Indians.
drop on him.
There's a lot of Sahids out there, apparently. All right, next question.
Yeah, you're gonna be stuck with that shit.
Have you ever hooked up with a fellow employee that you have worked with in the club? Ooh.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Ooh.
Probably. I mean, how many names do we want to drop?
You little fucking hoe.
Shit where you eat. Don't shit where you eat.
You should never date someone you work with in a club that is hands down what the fuck.
Especially management.
Jealousy, animosity, pettiness.
No, human trafficking.
That too.
Human trafficking.
How do you feel about the nightlife in Las Vegas right now?
Right now, it's diversifying. I'm seeing more couples than ever, which is good and bad. People are using the strip club like an atmosphere, We still have our dedicated, loyal gentlemen, but people are starting to treat the strip club like a nightclub.
All you after hours people, go somewhere else.
Or spend money.
Spend some money
or
or
ones.
something.
Yeah.
We tired of your bullshit. That's what they trying to say. All the dancers is tired of all the locals coming in, not spending money, because then they're just sitting around like, what is this, Omnia? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go to a normal club, go to a normal club or go to a hookah lounge. Like, the dancers are getting sick of it.
Yeah, it's the etiquette. You know, we sit down and we're like, hey, how's it going? Oh. And they don't look at you sometimes.
They're rude.
Who raised you? Wild
They're rude as
animals.
fuck. They be doing the ignore like, huh?
Like, you didn't hear me sit down next to you, half naked woman. I know you noticed me sit right next to you. And they'll turn and they'll like, okay. And then they'll like back at your buddies like, what is this rude shit?
And that be making me want to like slap some, like, what the fuck? I remember that, dude. Especially when I would wear like my real hair, big curly hair. When I remember I would go up to people and I would be like, hey, how's it going? They'd look at me, and one guy asked me if I was a tranny. I said, oh, hell no. Do I look like a transvestite? I think I'm pretty
Your
feminine.
makeup's just good. I remember when I was real
Maybe.
fit. I was real fit.
Pecs were popping, and a guy asked me, he asked me if I was a man, and I was like, are you just jealous I'm more man than you? Like, you gotta throw it back down. You know, you can't let them
Y'all
work on
done
you.
fucked up.
So, what would you rate yourself as a dancer, entertainer in the nightlife in Las Vegas?
Solid 8.
Solid 8. It wasn't me.
She a real one. She a real. I would rate myself a solid 8 too, especially when I would dance like every day. I remember I would come in feeling so insecure about myself, but I always remembered I'm a fucking 8.
I'll never be less than an 8 on anyone's scale. That was actually, I had a customer tell me that one time.
Damn.
Can you imagine? I sat down with this guy and I was like, hey, who are you? And he's talking, sitting in this guy's lap like an inch away from our face, and he's like, you know what? You're a solid 8.
Nobody fucking asked him.
What would you warn the newbies that are coming into Las Vegas that want to dance out here? What would you warn them about?
Don't fuck management. Yeah, don't shit where you eat. If you're gonna be friends with the girls, choose wisely. Pick a real one. People that have their head straight.
People that have their head straight. Are
I
doing
do have my
drugs.
head straight. I am one of the very few dancers that have actually made a way for myself, whether it's been through photography, performing, anything, social media, whatever it takes. I told myself I was going to get out of the club, and, you know, just moving forward with my life, I just realized you can't do this forever. You guys got to have a backup plan. You guys got to have a full-on backup plan. And if I was to warn you about anything, stay off drugs.
Always.
Ways. Yeah, those would be, and then if you're in Vegas specifically, don't gamble with your own money. Make a man pay for it. It's not hard.
Don't waste your money out here. You know?
Now, is there any advice for all the newbies that want to start dancing, don't know what to do, don't know where to go? What would be your biggest advice to give to these girls?
Probably just go and drink there first, for real. But have some etiquette. Bring some ones. You don't have to have a lot. You could just break 20 down. Tip some girls at the stage. That's what I was doing. You know, when I was a customer.
You hear that?
Like back in the day when I was just a customer, you know, we would go and we drink, and I would be, I mean, again, I wasn't spending my money because I was with men. That's what men are supposed to do. They give you the money. Don't give your fucking money to men. It's the other way around. That's my other thing. Never give your money to a man. So with that said though, I tip the girls on the stage, and they're like, oh, and you know, they slide it in here and there. I'm like, oh my God, your skin's so soft. What are you doing? And they're like, giving me tips, baby oil this, and you know, I shave with fucking, they're like dollar store razors. They were giving me all their little tips. So if you want to know something, you know, go, maybe not to the club you want to dance at, but something nearby, maybe a nearby city, might be worth the drive, wherever you're at. And just go as a customer and interact with the girls and see what it really feels like. You know?
See what it really feels like. You know?
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm Samoa. We got Taco in the building. And we need. I'm the hostess with the mostest, aka Samoa, and we in the whorehouse. That's episode 9 for you guys. Subscribe. See you later.
Woo!